let's move on to the next story. GreedFall next gen update and DLC release, Winnie.
Yeah, so this just a warning. This episode is very Swinny heavy.
It's really funny because Swinny was like feeling so unwell before the episode. It's like, all right, this is gonna be a half an hour episode, boys.
Yeah, and honestly, like I try to find a good balance, but each week, but honestly, it's a pretty light news story this week. It's a big week.
Swinny is the editor of the show, and there's a lot of Swinny stories, and all my stories got rejected. So,
GreedFall.
What stories did I reject? Anyway, so yeah,
dude, I thought you were going to talk about Godfall, and I'm like, why
you're
the heck are we talking about Godfall? That's why I made those comments. This makes so much more sense.
Okay.
So much more sense.
All right. So this week, Focus Home Interactive have announced that the GreedFall's next-gen upgrade and their new expansion, which is called the Vespe Consipiracy, will actually arrive this week on the 30th of June. And we'd actually covered this previously. So back in late November, they announced that this stuff was going to happen, but we didn't know when it was going to happen. So they kind of just said, it's happening this week, so it's cool. Let's talk about it. So if anyone doesn't know, GreedFall is an action RPG by the French RPG studio Spiders, and originally came out in September 2019 for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and received strong to mixed reviews, and so, sold pretty decently for an independent Euro RPG developer. The Spiders have previously worked on the Technomancer, Bound by Flame, Mars Warlogs. Some of those titles people will probably recognize from like Technomancer always crops up in your weekly sales and stuff like that. But they're games that are definitely they're niche RPGs, but Spiders are one of those studios that it's like their ambition shows through everything they do, even if they don't have the capability to achieve all of it. And GreedFall, to me, is a perfect example of that. It's the most polished product they ever put out. I absolutely love the game, but it's also a game that's not going to be for everyone. But it's great that, so we're getting a native upgrade for PS5 and Xbox Series consoles, and the upgrade will be free to anyone that owns the previous versions. So I tried to look up and find confirmation if this still applies to the PS Plus. If people picked it up off PS Plus, which it was on recently, I think like last month or the month before, and couldn't find confirmation against that. So my assumption is it will, but until we know that.
Game Pass, sorry. What about Game Pass? Isn't it on Game Pass?
Yeah, I don't know with Game Pass because you don't own the perpetual license for that game, unlike something like PS Plus. So what is the upgrade? So from essentially as you'd expect, they have 4K and 60 FPS support, but basically that's probably your resolution performance mode trade-off that you do for generally every game. Alongside this upgrade, they're releasing a Gold Edition, which will include the new expansion as part of the package. So in regards to that expansion, this is the part that I'm most excited about because, I beat GreedFall. While, I might try it out on the next gen, I don't have wouldn't just play it just for that sake, but I will play it because of this expansion. So it'll take place in an unexplored region of Tirfridi, which is the island that GreedFall's set on. And it takes place before the ending of the main campaign. So, generally speaking, I'm just trying to think. I think there is a cutoff point, like a point of no return. So hopefully people have got to save before that. I don't think you can exit out when you're in the last area. But yeah, it'll feature new enemies, a new faction, new gear, costumes. So what you'd expect from an expansion. But I'm just excited to play more GreedFall, honestly. And just, before, we move on, just a shout out that anyone that did like GreedFall, that Spiders is currently working on their next game, which is called Still Rising. We've mentioned it before. They released a bit of a weird trailer around the E3 period that I didn't talk about because it was just a bit weird and I didn't think it was a good representation of what they're probably going for. But obviously it's an action RPG, but it's set in the French Revolution, like an alternate reality with robots, and you play as like an automata or army or something. Anyway, it sounds cool. I'm looking forward to seeing a proper trailer. So, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Actually, I want to play this. This looks. I've been meaning to play GreedFall. Godfall, yeah. I swear to God, I'm such an idiot. I mean, you guys know I'm an idiot, but this is like the cherry on top of the idiocy that I exhibit. I get the name. I get the two confused name-wise. Godfall, GreedFall. It's similar. It's
You know
similar in
what?
my head.
I
I
feel
know
like
they're totally different games, but
I've been telling you about GreedFall since the date came
know,
out, and that
I
was
know.
before Godfall was even a thing.
I know that.
people
I'm
knew about.
aware of that. I'm aware I'm an idiot. So I've been meaning to actually play it for quite a while now, and I think this is an awesome opportunity. Hopefully, it's with the Game Pass upgrade, though. We'll see. If it is, I'll definitely play it.
Even honestly,
Looks
even
really cool.
just the like the Xbox One version still runs really, really well, and it's still a great experience. Anyone that's into like your BioWare style, like Mass Effect RPGs, and likes weird fantasy action RPGs, is going to like this game. So
Cool.
Yeah, nice. All right, let's move on to the next story.